first ever in electoral history protect animals line, because animals are viewed as property in New York State, and we're going to turn that around. A lot of people would never vote for me on the Republican line because they do share a love for animals, and especially coming to them when animals are in distress. We'll be voting on the first ever Protect Animals line, which calls for no-kill shelters, and obviously putting animal abusers in jail. I really want to thank my wife and the volunteers who went out. As you know, it's not easy to get signatures and qualify. There were people who wanted to challenge the line, but the signatures were airtight. And in fact, it's the first independent line you see after the major party candidates. So I'm feeling great about it. I want to thank my wife Nancy for doing this on behalf of all animal lovers, whether they're voting for me today or they're voting for my opponents. Hopefully that day will come when people view animals as their family members, as most do, and with the rights that people have, because they are all part of our family. So Nancy, if you just speak momentarily before you go in and vote.
Well, I'd just like to say it's an honor to once again vote for my husband, but now I'm thankful that I have the opportunity also to promote something that's very near and dear to me, which is the rights of animals. Obviously, no-kill shelters is something that's long overdue in New York City, and the fact that now so many people have come together. This isn't a partisan issue; it's something that people care about. So I'm very hopeful that people will vote on that line, and also thankful that we've gotten as much attention, because I hope the momentum continues going forward. Animals deserve all of our love and protection and care. So this is a great day for me.
And we were reading from our Proverbs this morning. This is a great book. It's about a cat lover's heart, and it gives us inspiration, since my wife, like so many others, rescues cats who would normally be euthanized or in distress in the streets, like dog lovers who do likewise, and other animal lovers. They get no attention, they get no recognition, they get made fun of. Let's be very clear. In this race, some of the most powerful people in the world who sided against me have made fun of the work that my wife Nancy and I and other animal lovers do. They don't understand to the extent of how animals bring people together of divergent views. We know that, we experience it, can bring together somebody who voted for Trump or Harris, who is independent and autonomous. So that's part of our mission today. And I'm hoping people out there who would say, I'll never vote for a Republican, never, I can't. I would be violating the wishes of my parents and grandparents who were staunch Democrats in the same family I came from, that they would agree to vote for me on this line, so we can treat animals like people too. Any questions before Nancy goes in and casts her vote?
And what's your final message for the border today?
Excuse me, sir?
What's your message for voting?
Oh, final message is, unlike my adversaries, I want to applaud all New Yorkers. As I've traveled the 5 boroughs, 350 neighborhoods, and obviously in the subways every day, I'm excited by the fact that people have been revived to understand that they have a right to vote and they need to exercise the vote. And as I've told them, whether they are friendly towards me or they're supporting one of my foes, we should all be proud as New Yorkers. Look at the unprecedented turnout in the early voting. And I'm sure there's going to be another big round of voting today. I'm getting initial responses from folks that we have at polling sites, that people are really engaged. They're understanding the importance of elections. Most importantly, my campaign has stood in stark contrast to Andrew Cuomo, the candidate of the billionaires, the influencers, the insiders. I'll tell you straight up, this is not going to be an election determined by the powers that be. It's going to be determined by the people, even if they don't choose me. This is people power. This is not the power of the political elite, the wealthy, the rich. who think they can wine you, dine you, and pocket line you like they have Andrew Cuomo. I don't have the billionaires. Zohran certainly has his fair share of billionaires. I have the people's support, and hopefully by the time the ballots are counted tonight, when all is said and done, I'll be the next mayor of the city of New York. And you know, animals throughout the city will be partying hardy because they'll have a friend both in Gracie Mansion and at City Hall. Any other questions?
Donald Trump endorsed Cuomo yesterday. You said that basically your competitors are mainly looking to pick fights with the president, but how do you feel about Donald Trump's endorsement?
No, just as I said, every person is entitled to their point of view. One person, one vote. I'm sure if the president was still voting in New York City where he grew up, he'd be voting for Cuomo. That's fine. But I don't think he understands the dynamics in the streets and in the subways. He's no longer here. He has bigger issues to deal with, quite frankly. Peace in the Middle East, the Persian Gulf, peace between Russia and Ukraine, obviously economic stability for the world. So I respect the president. I see what he's done, but I don't really think it's going to make much of a difference at the polling location. The work had to be done months ago. You had to have your get out the vote effort. Hard work, door knocking, literature dropping, emails, texting, phone calls, staying in touch with the people that you thought are your voters. We know Zohran did that. That's how he overwhelmingly destroyed Andrew Cuomo in the primaries, who didn't have a get out the vote effort. And to be honest, I don't see much of a get out the vote effort for Cuomo now. We run into a lot of Zohranistas. They go their way, we go our way. They have their own supporters. But Cuomo, for some reason, is late in getting started in a get out the vote effort. It's a very dystopian campaign of his, negative. I almost feel like after I hear Andrew Cuomo, I got to take a hot shower. I'm the happy warrior, whether you like me or you don't like me. We need to be happy. We need to come together, whatever the results of this election. But Andrew Cuomo needs to go back, hide under his rock out in the Hamptons with his billionaire friends, who have left really a stench over the city of New York. Divisive, derogatory, no hope, no future. You just don't feel good when you listen to the guy. He's reaching back in time. That day and age is over. I'm the oldest of all the candidates. I'm a baby boomer. That day and age is over. It's a new generation. It's a generational change. Millennials, Gen Zers. He doesn't understand them. He has no appeal to them. And quite frankly, I don't think he likes them. And we know they don't like him.
Thank you.
Okay? Very good. Very good. Thanks.
Oh, sweet. All right, Nancy's about to vote, guys. Please do subscribe for more on-the-ground coverage. The only YouTube person here, so you're welcome. Please do subscribe. We're gonna watch Nancy vote. So you get to see the media scene. That's like. Sorry to crash your party. Thank you.
I'll bring her here.
Thank you.
It's a solid base. He's got red. He's got purple. No, he's got the
You can't tell whose side am I on. Let's go to Zohran.
and a blue suit. This guy's to kick him out.
Sir. I was this close. I had this vintage red satin jacket that I was gonna wear, and I thought maybe that's too on the nose.
I don't know.
But it would be cool, especially at a Zohran event. Especially at a Cuomo event.
Oh, what do you wear? A blanket? Beige, yellow.
All black.
Just watch out, folks. There's gonna be people coming in.
Does anybody need to come through? Any voters?
Yeah, maybe like actual voters.
Hold on. Guys, let them.
You know where you're going? Go straight down.
Go to. Guys, can you clear a path so the person can.
Sure, it might be towards you. Let's do the shuffle.
Just hold on one sec, please. Lori, let me know when you got the clear space there. Hold on one sec.
Excuse me. You care to vote? Come. I mean, you come right through.
Let's do like a parting of the seats.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna go right through the stand.
Go ahead. Just
wherever you go.
Right, guys, I'm gonna ask you to move over.
Are you good? Don't worry about it. Let's be outside. It's a little much. I'm not gonna give them a headache. All right, guys, we'll give a rundown. She'll come out. This is a weird part of this is the awkward part of civics and journalism, is when you kind of impede people's voting lines, but such as the press. They wanted things to thin out a little bit. Please do subscribe. We'll read some of the comments. Nancy will probably come back out, so Nancy and Curtis as well. Who are you voting for? I like Sliwa. I like Mandami as well, but I'd say Sliwa. Our Rights Matter says Wake Up New York. This is a man you need to vote for. He's running strong, you know. You got to give it to a candidate who actually wants it. Didi says say what you want about Curtis, but he is the only person who's a true man of the people. I just wish he had a better chance of winning. It's a tough one, but you know, there might be some surprises only because enthusiasm actually translates to actual votes, versus a smoke and mirrors campaign where you're just kind of relying on, an institution, relying on unions to get the vote out for you, relying on old Democratic bosses who had a lot more power 10 or 20 years ago. So, you know, I mean, he's still there in the poll numbers, obviously, but there's some that have Curtis only 3 points behind Cuomo. Sorry, guys. Smoking a cigarette. Wouldn't either one be better than the communists? Well, that's some make that argument. Some say you really want somebody to actually create some sort of meaningful change and wasn't responsible for the way that the city is. Even Zohran might be a better choice. Some people might not say that. Please do subscribe, guys. Here we go, Curtis. Here we go. Yeah, we were yelling that out yesterday. Hope you guys saw the last live stream. Does Cuomo care about anyone but himself and his rich cronies? No, and that's the difference, you know. Curtis is fighting for a lot of people. Who is projected to win? You know, I think ultimately Mandami will escape by pretty comfortably, which is another reason. If he's so comfortably ahead, you know, vote for who you want anyway. Yeah, Ren makes a good point. A vote for Cuomo, says Ren, is a donation to Hudson Yards. Yeah, you know, Cuomo's responsible for what I think is just a mass waste of money and the beautification of a lot of these train stations and infrastructure things that don't actually tangibly help people. I just got out of the new Moynihan station. It looked nice, but did it make the trains run any earlier? No. Did it make them run on time? No. So you really look at what good he actually did for the city of the state, and there's a lot of beautification. Same thing with LaGuardia. LaGuardia is slightly more efficient, but did it actually improve flights? No. So there's a lot of beautification that didn't really make a difference. Things coming out? Well, hopefully.
So Curtis, Zohran said he voted yes on proposals 2, 3, 4, and 5. I believe you disagree on that, right?
Totally. I voted no against the city of yes. I've been very consistent. So to Zohran Mandami, who waffled in the debate, who waffled up to the point that he voted, Zohran, to you, you've proven to be a typical politician. Where is your soul on this? It's either yes or no. And you couldn't say what your opinion was.
Ooh. happens to media scrump.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen to me.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
So did you ever connect with Donald Trump, by the way? I mean, have you ever talked throughout this whole process? Did he ever give you a call or anything like that?
No. No calls. Nobody acting as an intermediary. Obvious, well, along the way, he was down in the local election, which I wish he would have stayed out of that. But he's weighed in. We'll see if it makes any difference. I don't think it will.
Yeah. Do you think this actually, does this actually hurt Cuomo? Does this endorsement from Trump is really clear? I want you to vote for Cuomo.
Well, in typical Cuomo-esque language, I don't want the endorsement of the mayor. I don't want the endorsement of Trump for mayor. Then he goes on WNBC and goes, you see, Republican, you see, Trump wants me. He's endorsing me. Sliwa is selfish. Selfish. The most selfish person I know is Andrew Cuomo, who feels he's entitled. And he's going to find out that he's going to lose again today. And he's not like a zombie going to be able to come back from a political death.
Is this going to be the final end, the third failed comeback?
Yeah, as I said in the debate, Andrew, I knew your father, Mario, which I did. He supported us when he was lieutenant governor, the only elected official to do so. You're no Mario Cuomo. The difference between the way Mario Cuomo left the world of politics and how Andrew Cuomo just keeps holding on, won't crawl back into his dystopian hole. It's like, really, it's so negative, his campaign. His outlook on New York and his frown, and he never smiles. And I never see young people around him. So he can't accept the fact that there's a new generation.
Can I get a pic of your tie, by the way?
Sure.
He's got a supporter.
You got it. You won't
No,
let
he
us
voted
go
for
on
it.
patch. So I had to wear my tie.
Mr. Sliwa, around your campaign, I mean, it's clear that you've made quite an imprint in social media. Has this been an intentional plan on your part?
Yeah, remember, I have a team of millennials, Gen Zers. I'm also not your typical politician. So I'll talk to an average citizen the way I'll talk to you. The Curtis Sliwa in the streets is the same one you saw on the stage of the debate. It's the same one that you've heard from. This is who I am. I'm real. I'm keeping it real. The other politicians, Zohran is an accomplished actor, thespian, and Andrew Cuomo, he's like the uncle that you didn't want to come over on holidays because you just didn't want to hear the bile, the surus that pours out of this guy's soul.
But do you feel that you're sort of becoming, that people sort of like you or enjoy you as a person in social media, but still won't vote for you?
Oh yeah, look, I run across that. People will say, you know, I like the way you speak from the heart, you're not processing your messages. Sometimes you'll say things that pisses me off, other times you'll say things that surprises me. I wouldn't think as a Republican you would feel that way, but I respect you. So I end up in this campaign, win, lose, or draw, like Aretha Franklin's song with R-E-S-P-E-C-T, from even the supporters of my adversaries.
Were you disappointed not to get Trump's endorsement?
I would have liked Trump's endorsement, but then again, I don't think it makes any difference in this local mayoral race. I really don't. In fact, if anything, if I'm Zohran Mandami, I'm loving every second of it because he gets to campaign against Trump. That's David versus Goliath. And when fantasy becomes reality and all of his promises can't be met, he'll do what we know is going to happen and blame it all on Donald Trump. So he's got a fallback position, as does Andrew Cuomo, who claims he's going to fight Trump, but he talks to Trump. Fight, talk, fight, talk, fight. The guy's a pathological liar.
And if Mamdani wins tonight, looking forward, like, what's that going to mean for New York, do you think?
I don't know. Everybody is entitled to an opportunity to put into place what their agenda is, like I am, like Andrew Cuomo is. If the voters vote for somebody, they're given a grace period. But I can tell you, if it ain't me, if it's either Andrew Cuomo or Zohran Mamdani, I'm right there in the batter's box. I'm waiting right there to become their worst nightmare and organize, because I will not flee in fear and fright and hysteria like so many New Yorkers are talking about. They exude such weakness. I will stay. I will improve. Not. I will do what I've always done, which is organize. They praised former President Barack Obama as a community organizer. Let's face it, that's what I am. And in the recent polls, when they did favorability charts, look at them. The two highest in favorability charts of national figures, statewide figures, local political figures. Barack Obama at 52%, Curtis Sliwa at 52%, and everybody else trails. I think if I come out of this election, having been able to achieve that for a Republican in New York City, that's unheard of. That's really unheard of.
In the final debate, Mamdani chose you as a number 2 off to himself. How do you feel about that?
Oh, he was glazing me. He was totally glazing me on that one. I said, don't you even try, Zohran. Don't you even try. And then the next day he calls me an Islamophobe. And remember, that's after I went on my personal speech to him about how my 2 youngest sons are fearful of what he might bring to the table as mayor. And then like 15 minutes later, if we'll ranked choice voting, I picked Curtis, which tells you the guy's inactive. How do I go from being an Islamophobe 15 minutes before to suddenly be his second choice ranked choice? And that's why I said right there, don't be glazing me. Which obviously millennials and Gen Zers can relate to. My generation was probably thinking, what are you talking about eating glazed donuts for? You're in the middle of a debate.
Finally then, what does the rest of this final day of election look like for you?
I got to go to all the polling locations where I have fellow Republicans who are running either for re-election or running for the first time. And I got to try to encourage people to vote the party line in the front, straight Republican down, independent line if they're animal lovers, protect animals, and then turn that ballot over, especially now that Zohran has indicated he voted yes on the city of yes, as Cuomo did. I'm the only no, and I've got to convince people in the outer boroughs where we'll have the most devastating impact, vote no on the initiative and referendum. So I got a lot of work before the votes get tabulated tonight.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Curtis, I'm curious if you
like a billionaire.
I like it, Ballin. If you want to do it, maybe a little warning that Mamdani has gotten a lot of comparisons to Bill de Blasio, but I wonder if he's similar to a different mayor who is young, charismatic, ideological. Crime became a lot worse. John Lindsay. Do you see any similarities between Zohran and John Lindsay in that precipitous drop in crime that people thought would never happen? Maybe the way he dealt with unions, dealt with crime. It was before your time, Lindsay.
No, Lindsay, I grew up with him. Remember, I know the turnout of vote there. They're saying that the turnout may be comparable to 69. I remember both races, 65, 69. 65, Lindsay was the golden child. They could do no wrong. 69, the choice in my household was Mario Procaccino, the son of a shoemaker who coined the phrase limousine liberal when describing Lindsay.
I didn't know that.
But there's a difference. Lindsay was very waspish. He was very Park Avenue-ish.
Silk sock.
Zohran Mamdani is not. He's part of that new wave, that new generation. And by the way, Lindsay would think before he would answer questions. You could see a 7-second sound delay in his mind. He was the consummate politician who went from being a silk-stocking congressman, Republican in the Rockefeller vein, to flipping the script and becoming a Democrat, because he, like everybody else who becomes mayor, thinks their next stepping stone is to become president of the United States. You become mayor, it's over. It's the end of the road. But you'll see. This is the knee-jerk reaction. You're mayor of New York City, you're running for president. Look at what happened to Eric Adams. He was already measuring the drapes at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, where he should be an 8x4-foot jail cell with gold bars, Bobby Menendez. All
Well played. Good luck, Curtis.
Bronx.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
You got some support? Probably say hi to him if you want.
Can I like picture with you, man? Mike, you just got my vote. Mind taking a photo?
He's good for sure. He's good for sure. Horizontal too.
Good luck today, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate what you're doing.
Christy Navarado. Let's go.
Good luck, guys. See you tonight.
Yes.
Or I'll probably see you in an hour. I think I'll do the Bronx thing as well. Take care, guys. Well, a lot of people disagree with that. All right, guys, please do subscribe. We got a nice amount of people watching. You probably saw Curtis Sliwa's cat tie. That was pretty badass. And he's bringing it home. He's bringing it home. We'll be, oh, sweet, they got coasters here. That's good. I'm probably going to get something to eat. Take care, guys. Good luck. Not dying. Anyway, he's closing strong. He's got a lot of good support. The enthusiasm of the debate was indicative. He had twice the amount of people Zohran had. And people just showed up versus the other ones is very controlled. So he's doing a lot of rallies. He's working hard all day today. I'm still waiting on Cuomo's schedule. I do have Zohran's schedule. Put a 1 if you want me to. Here's a fun question for you guys. Put a 1 if you want me to go to a Zohran and Cuomo event. Put a 2 if you just want me to go to Zohran. Put a 3 if you just want me to do only Curtis Sliwa. 3 only Sliwa. 2 only Zohran. 1 Zohran and Curtis. Raymond 3. Cool. How we going, Ashley? Hi, I like it. Thanks. Hey. Very cool. All right, only 3 was for what? Only Curtis? Hell yeah. All right, cool. We got some. All right, then I'll just stick to Curtis. Why not? He's by far the most accessible. I'm just an independent YouTuber, so the other 2 ones are very tough to get in. And I have a friend on the inside who has an inside press list, so sometimes he'll give me stuff. But then sometimes he'll kick me out. Like if it's in the Curtis people won't, because I'm on their press list, because they're awesome. They're the only ones that let independent, non-mainstream media on their press list. And the Cuomo people have thrown me out, and then the Zohran people, if it's outside, they'll let me stay there, but they won't let me inside. So it's a lot easier to do Curtis anyway, because I have a schedule and I'm allowed in his stuff. And the other ones are only opened to legacy mainstream media. And it's annoying because it's like everybody has their right to go out and collect information. There were 4 media sources, 4 from Germany. There's 4 different media sources that got permission to be on the press list. And it's like, all right, somebody who's here, who's on the ground doing election coverage, they can't be on it. But some like 4 different sources from Germany could be on it. So it's also an interesting analysis to see what campaign and how each campaign deals with press. But, you know, things are looking interesting. I think Zohran probably pulls it out. I think Curtis is going to do a lot stronger than expected. A recent poll had him only 3 points behind Cuomo. So to say that there's a massive chasm is not the case. Another thing is that endorsements don't matter. People are saying the sky is falling because the New York Post is speaking out against Curtis, and that Irina Vernikov, a Republican councilwoman, switched her support from Curtis to Cuomo. But as you can see by Mamdani's victory, he had very little support in the actual primary. None of it actually mattered. So the endorsements, I think, are the vote getters, the great vote getters of yesteryear. What matters today is enthusiasm and ground game. Does your candidate inspire warm feelings? Does your candidate inspire excitement? I think there are 2 out of 3 candidates that you could say yes, yes, yes. That's Curtis, that's Zohran, and that's certainly not Cuomo. And when people actually come out, you know, people say it's the opposite, but I don't think so. It's when people say, I don't really want to vote for this guy, and then they'll vote for him. I think that's a lot less than the people saying, I'm excited to vote for this guy. So that's my thing. Timothy says, do your thing, Dodge. Thank you, Curtis Sliwa from Mayor. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Go Sliwa, says Paint Dog. Cool. My man's 30 years younger. There's no problem. I don't know what you're talking about. We're reading the chat, guys. Why are you all even doing this? You already know who's going to win. It's a fair question, Raymond. I was noting that because I've been covering the New Jersey election as well. And it's funny that that's actually gotten less press than the New York City election. Although the New Jersey governor's election, you don't actually know who's going to win. And I will say, as much as I support and like Curtis, I think we know the answer. It's not actually a competitive race. And it's bizarre because New York City hasn't had a competitive general election since 2009. It's always been the Democrat. And before Bloomberg and Giuliani, it was the Democrat for a very long time. Great camp. Yeah, now I'm just... No, I know I'm an asshole. Just close your eyes, man. Just pretend it's not happening and accept it. I'll try to even it out for you. I didn't know anybody. I can feel my face if you want. This is what I look like. A horrible looking person. I'm a gremlin. What's up, guys? People are going to cyberbully me because I'm ginger, but that's okay. Maybe it's a better camera angle. These are facts. In the 80s, my brother and the 13th Street Boys used to clash with the Girl Scouts. Curtis said, that's a new one. I never heard that one. Where the 8th Street Boys, where a gang is beating the shit out of Girl Scouts. And Girl Scouts are like thugging it up on the streets. People would be like, yeah, I was walking down 13th Street and all of a sudden these Girl Scouts started shanking me. That was the 80s. Guys, that was the 80s. You would have been shanked by a Girl Scout. Lady Glitterati says hi. Hello, Lady Glitterati. Nice to see you. Angelo says Zohran is a socialist pig. Some people feel that way. Well, he's a socialist. Pig? I don't know. He's pretty fit. From Dami for the people. Nice, Mike. Fuck conservative hogs. Word. Geo says we the people need Sliwa. Great camera work. I read that one. Cool. I think we all said now the views are precipitously dropping. Nobody wants to hear this shit. The rantings of a madman. And some fun analysis, though. Now we got 270 people. Maybe people do like the rantings. Thanks for the coverage, even though you don't have a soul. I have no soul. The cyberbullying has started. If you cyberbully me, give me a super chat, please. When did maggots turn into such crybaby snowflakes? That's a good question. They are crying a lot. Just kidding. I know, Angelo. I love you. Please do subscribe, if nothing else, because you have traumatized me. You talk about a microaggression. I feel microaggressive by you, Angelo. I'm kidding. Microaggression for president. I'm voting for microaggression. How about that? I'm microaggressing against everybody in my chat right now. What else are we doing? Who else is committing microaggressions against me? I can claim that, right? Even though I'm ginger, that counts. I'm not a protected class, but I should be. Chris says his wife is 30 years younger than him. Gross. She is younger. This is true. Do Cuomo. I might do some Cuomo. I might get touched by Cuomo. I might want it. Kidding. Lauren says, I don't see bag of crying. Freaks, cucks, losers. Says Lauren. I guess definitely be crying a little bit, especially about the Epstein stuff, but be what you will. Angela says, we got to be on the same age, so you know, just playing. Mostly, no, I know you're just playing. I'm just playing too. We're all having a good time. We have fun here. Because the guys are in the camera. People in New York City are going to bring all the illegals to vote. You know who it's going to be. Hey, it means more girls from me. Latinas love me, so I say bring them in. Sean McCormick says her home base was on 14th Street. So is that true? Do the Girl Scouts really have a violent gang? I've never heard that. Like, what do you mean? Did they call themselves? Were they like girls who were a gang that called themselves Girl Scouts, or are they actually like Girl Scouts? This dude was saying on 13th Street that there was a Girl Scout gang in the 80s. Like, would they open up their like box of mint cookies and then it would be like a pistol and they just start pistol whipping people? Hey, Kathy, nice to have you. Dog is not there. He's asleep. I'm watching on and off today. That's okay. We're not doing anything important now. I'm about to sign off. I have nothing more to say. I have nothing more to cover. I have nothing more to do with my life. So this is irritating me and mainstream media. Mainstream media shuts the hell up and I keep ranting on. Only hyena. Wow, this is an interesting comment from Timothy. Timothy Concepcion. Only hyena tampons are crybaby losers. Wow, wow, wow. That's a new one. The guardian angels are called Girl Scouts. That's funny. I didn't know that. That's cute. Did y'all vote in the communists? We will know by 9 p.m. Means of production, bitch. The Guardian Angels will call Girl Scouts. Okay. Vote Curtis Sliwa, Bronx NY, and Blood Owl. Yeah, I think Curtis, shout out from the Bronx. This is Black Boxing Kings. I'm looking for the Jewish Boxing Kings, quite frankly. When's that going to happen? We got Mexican Boxing Kings. We got Filipino Boxing Kings. We got Black Boxing Kings, as his username is. But where are the Jewish Boxing Kings? Anyway, Black Boxing King said in the chat, vote Curtis Sliwa, Bronx NY, blood in, blood out. All right. I think I always want to mention that comment being from the Bronx. Because I think he's going to get very strong numbers. There was a council seat that flipped in the Bronx, and I might cover that. That event isn't about an hour from now. There's a council seat in the Bronx that might be flipped. That was flipped, that went Republican, and people are very surprised it went that way. So, oh, God, somebody finally gave me money. Thank you. See, this is the thing, guys. Like Halliburton, APAC, they're not paying me. All right? So, Jeffrey Epstein, he's not paying me. Ghislaine Maxwell, she's not paying me. They're paying CBS. They're paying NBC. They're paying Fox. So, thank you. This super chat, guy, thank you for the $5. This super chat is like 20% of what I make in a year. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jane Brown. You're my Jeffrey Epstein. Kidding. Vincenzo says Curtis, cool. Black, no sugar cream. Cool. Says Sliwa is a clown. Send in the clowns. Barbara Streisand. Sometimes you got to send in the clowns. Send in the clowns. Girl Scouts are better than Islamic terrorists in New York. Hey, why don't we have that would be cool. What if Girl Scouts they became soldiers and started battling Islamic terrorism? That would be badass. It would be like burqa versus Girl Scout hat. Women's Lib. Cortland Avenue, Castle Hill. Yeah, I think Cortland Castle. I know they're near Gun Hill Road, all that jazz. I think that's going to go strong. Well, hey, Black Boxing Kings, please do subscribe. I'm going to change my username to Jewish Boxing King. But please subscribe to my channel because I will be in the Bronx in about an hour. Una hora. Soundview is way east. Oh, you're in the far east. That's like China. Wasn't sending the clown. Sinatra, yes. Well, a lot of people saying it. Sinatra had the best version. But Streisand had probably the more famous version. Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? Joe Traversio says, are you saying it's okay people are 9 Americans? What? For people that are 9 Americans, 8 Eagles is okay to vote? I'm going to have to get a translator for that one. It's difficult for the eyes to watch. I know, I'm sorry. Here. This is better. I'm just not filming anything. Your mom is a clown. Yeah, we have a lot of fun in bed. She brings a lot of toys and a lot of balloons. Oh, wait, no, I messed that one up. I should say your mom. That's awkward. Judy Collins. Yes, Judy Collins had a decent version of it, too. It's difficult for the eyes. Yeah, we talked about this. All right, I got to leave, guys. Wow, the city looks so empty. Eric Adams, New York. Anything else we're talking about? So you have to Jew yourself. I'm half Jewish, but not really Jewish, actually. My mom's not Jewish, so it doesn't count. New York. Hey, Tink. New York City will be the next Dearborn. All right. Great halal. 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 Why are we filming the book? Because I ain't got shit to film. I ain't got shit to do. And I still have 200 people watching. Why are you watching me? Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. Joe Traverso, are you saying that non-Americans, it's okay for illegals to vote? Apologize, I didn't read my text. Oh, I see. Do I think it's okay for illegals to vote? Maybe if I could vote in their elections, we could do a swap. That would be cool. We'll be like pen pals, but with votes. Who is everyone voting for? I'm voting for Curtis. I like Curtis a lot. If it's empty now, wait till I see what the commies step in. Salute to all the Jews. Thank you, Black Boxing King. I appreciate that. All right, guys. I'm going to leave. I do love you all. Be well. Please subscribe. Thank you for the donation, Jane Bond. You're welcome for the coverage. Thank you, thank you. All right, love you guys. Please do subscribe or I will cry myself to sleep. And stay tuned for more coverage tonight. Curtis Sliwa election, I think in probably 1 hour. We'll do a Curtis Sliwa rally. It'll be all Sliwa all the time. Sliwa surge. It'll be fun. Bye-bye. Please subscribe, guys. I'll be back in 1 hour to cover more Sliwa. Love you. Take care.